I wouldn't recommend listening to this alone. Many viewers miss the real horror by leaving early. Stay till the end, if you dare. I've told this story only once in my life, and the person I told didn't believe me. I don't blame them. If it hadn't happened to me, I wouldn't believe it either. This happened in Buffalo, New York in 2021, when I was doing night deliveries for a courier company. I took the job because it paid more for late hours, and I preferred quiet roads instead of daytime traffic. But quiet roads can hide things you aren't meant to see. This is the story of what I saw under the Kensington Expressway, and why I quit that job 2 days later. 1. The delivery route. It was late October, around 1:40 a.m. The kind of cold where the air feels heavier than usual. I had one last delivery to drop off at a warehouse near the highway. The GPS sent me through a side road that ran under the expressway, a spot I'd never driven through before. It was narrow, cracked, and covered in graffiti. The pillars holding up the highway loomed above like giant concrete skeletons. As soon as I drove under it, my radio started glitching with static. That wasn't normal. I turned the radio off and continued. There were no streetlights under the bridge, only my headlights cutting a narrow path through the darkness. Then something moved on the right side of the road. At first I thought it was a person, tall, skinny, hunched over. But when the lights hit it properly, whatever it was shot backward into the shadows so unnaturally fast that I almost slammed the brakes. A human can't move like that. Not that quick, not that low to the ground. I tried convincing myself it was an animal. A dog, maybe, or a coyote, but I couldn't shake that feeling that it had been standing upright before it darted away. The delivery point was a few blocks ahead, so I forced myself to drive on. 2. The screaming. After I dropped the package, I sat in the parking lot, breathing slowly. My heart hadn't fully settled. My hands were shaking more than I like to admit. I decided to take a different route back. No way I was going under that bridge again. But the GPS rerouted me automatically, straight toward the same underpass. It was either follow GPS or take a long detour through an unfamiliar area at nearly 3 a.m. I chose the familiar evil. So I went back. This time, I turned my high beams on as I approached the highway pillars. The moment I entered the underpass, I heard it. A scream. Not a human scream. Not an animal scream. Something in between. It echoed across the concrete so loudly that the inside of my car vibrated. High-pitched, but broken. Like a child screaming underwater. I froze in the middle of the road, headlights illuminating an empty stretch of cracked concrete. The scream came again, this time from directly behind my car. I didn't look. I just hit the gas and tore out of there as fast as I could. I didn't sleep when I got home. Every noise in the apartment made me jump. Even the hum of the fridge felt like breathing. 3. The second night. The next night, I begged my boss to change my route. He didn't. Just avoid the bridge, he said. Take the detour. So I planned to. But around 12:45 a.m., it started raining heavily. The longer detour was flooded, and, according to the GPS, my only drivable path back to the warehouse was the same underpass. I cursed out loud. The rain hammered the windshield, and thunder rolled across the expressway above. As I got closer to the underpass, my stomach twisted into knots. The highway pillars looked even taller in the rain, almost disappearing into the darkness above. I slowed the van as I entered. Water dripped down the sides of the concrete supports, echoing steadily. My headlights flickered, probably because the battery was old. Then I saw something up ahead. A woman, standing directly in the middle of the road. She was soaked, wearing a long hospital gown, thin and pale. Her hair hung in wet strands over her face. I slammed the brakes so hard the seatbelt cut into my chest. The woman didn't move. She didn't even flinch. My brain screamed at me to reverse, but my body was frozen. The rain softened for a moment, giving me barely enough visibility. And that's when I saw her feet. Bare, covered in mud, and twisted, facing the wrong way. Her toes pointed behind her, as if her legs had been rotated unnaturally at the ankle. She slowly lifted her head. Her face was completely wrong. Jaw too long, eyes too big and too dark, mouth slightly open like she was mid-scream but no sound coming out. I threw the van into reverse. But before the vehicle even started moving, she suddenly collapsed. No, she dropped completely flat, like someone snatching a puppet's strings. And then she crawled. Not toward me, not away from me. She crawled up the pillar of the highway. Like a spider, hands and feet moving too fast, bending in ways a human body should never bend. I screamed and reversed out of there so fast that I nearly crashed into the guardrail. I kept driving until I hit a populated, lit street. My whole body was shaking violently. I didn't finish my shift. I went straight home and locked every door and window. 4. The phone video. I wasn't going to tell anyone. I didn't want people thinking I was losing my mind. But around 3:30 a.m., my phone buzzed. A notification from an unknown number. One video attached. My blood ran cold. I pressed play. The footage was dark and shaky, like it had been filmed from a hidden place. Rain smacked against the camera. At first, I could only see the underside of the highway, lit occasionally by passing car headlights. Then the camera moved, closer to the road, closer to the puddles, closer to where I had stopped. And then I saw her. The same woman, standing in the middle of the road, head down, hospital gown drenched, bare twisted feet. The video zoomed in slowly. She lifted her head, and stared directly at the camera. Not at the road, not at a car, at the camera, like she knew someone was watching her. She opened her mouth wider and wider until it stretched unnaturally. Her jaw cracked, her neck bent at a terrible angle. Then her head snapped toward the camera, sharp and sudden, like she sensed the filmer. The video cut off. I stared at my phone in disbelief. Someone had been under that bridge. Someone had been close enough to record her. Someone had my number, and they sent it to me. My phone buzzed again. This time, a text. You saw her too. I nearly dropped the phone. Whoever sent that message, whoever filmed the video, they knew what I saw. They were under the same bridge that night. I didn't reply. I blocked the number. But the nightmare wasn't done. 5. Something on my roof. The same night, right before dawn, I heard something on the roof of my apartment building. Something heavy. Something pacing. My bedroom is directly under the roof, and every footstep vibrated through the ceiling. Slow, heavy, wet footsteps. The exact same dragging rhythm I heard under the bridge. I sat upright in bed, shaking, listening. Step, step, drag, step, drag. Right above me. At one point it stopped. Directly over my room. Silence. Then, a long, slow scrape across the ceiling. Like long nails being dragged over concrete. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. Then something even worse happened. A muffled voice, a whisper, from beyond the ceiling. I swear on everything I have, this is exactly what it said. I saw you too. I grabbed my keys, ran out of the apartment barefoot, and didn't go back until sunrise. The roof was empty when I returned. But something had left, footprints on the metal surface. Footprints that were bare, long, and twisted. 6. The final warning. I quit my job that same day. My boss didn't argue. I stayed with a friend for a week because I couldn't sleep alone. On the 4th night, I received another message from a different unknown number. One sentence. Don't drive under the highway again. No threat, no video, just a warning. I deleted it immediately, but my hands wouldn't stop trembling. Whoever keeps contacting me, whoever filmed that woman, knows something about the thing under that bridge. Something about what it wants. And maybe, something about what it is. I moved out of Buffalo 3 months later. I avoid every underpass now. I never drive at night unless I have no choice. And every time I hear a scream far away, too high and too broken, I wonder if she found someone else. Someone who won't be lucky enough to escape twice. If this story stayed in your mind longer than it should, leave a like, subscribe to Grim Wave, and tell me in the comments what part disturbed you the most.